YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with a quick little Power Rangers Lightning Collection news video. I cover these kind of more sporadically, but this was some interesting stuff I kind of wanted to talk about. A little bit late on it, I apologize. It came out yesterday, but I was unable to record yesterday. I was hoping I was going to be able to by the end of the day, but I wasn't. So, is that enough excuses? No, but seriously, I did mean to record this yesterday, but didn't have the time. But I wanted to talk about it. So we got a handful of little Lightning Collections figures that leaked. Two of them are just kind of more matter of fact. There's one more so I wanted to talk about. But we have a new Tenga 2-pack coming, you know, in the same vein as the Cog and Putty ones, which I'm mostly indifferent to. You know, I did like the Tenga mold. I thought there's some cool stuff about them. But if you know my channel and my taste, I'm largely indifferent to villain figures at large. But for people that like to army build and get some more variety in the Tengas, there you go. Also, we have our SPD Yellow Ranger figure that's on the horizon, which is nice because we do actually complete the complete core team for SPD. That's not just the core 5, but the 2 additional Rangers, the 6 Ranger and our Mentor Ranger, Shadow Ranger. So we have all 7 main character Rangers. Of course, there's stuff we could still do in the future, like Cat Ranger, Nova Ranger. We could dive into some of the comic stuff. But we have the Core 7 complete, which is something not a lot of the seasons can say, which is really cool. The only thing that's kind of mixed about that, and this is sheer speculation, is the fact that we did have that other leak about the upcoming remastered line. We got that look at the remastered mmpr Blue Ranger for the 30th anniversary. Now, I'm getting a feeling that that's going to primarily be the mmpr figures at first. Because of the 30th anniversary, they're probably going to put out, again, speculation, like probably the Core 7 mmpr Rangers remastered first, both to fix some stuff and make new molds, but also, you know, to get the casuals as well as the hardcore fans to buy stuff for the 30th anniversary. However, that does open up the possibility of remastered versions of any figures they want to do, especially ones that they feel they messed up on or need to fix. And I don't think the SPD ones have been all bad overall. In fact, there's not a lot of them I hate as individuals because of their core beliefs and values. No, but what I mean is that like they're not bad figures. I got away from myself with trying to do a bit. But they're inconsistent, which is something that plagues the Lightning Collection, unfortunately. But in regards to their helmets, you know, some of them have the white visor, I think some of them have silver, some of them have no visor, so it results in them looking a little bit different, which can be kind of it's kind of a small detail, but on SPD I feel it's more noticeable. It's not something that I'm gonna frickin' start a petition for or go off the rails like a lot of fans were, but I definitely notice it more than I do like Zeo has a similar problem with the white outlining and the silver outlining, which on an OCD logical level bothers me, but like that one, if it was like that forever, I could live with it, because like if they're over there, I'm pointing at a shelf that's like 5 feet away from me, I'm not going to notice it. You probably won't notice it as much with SPD as well, but it's definitely more noticeable when some of them have the clear, accurate white outlining because it's kind of dense, and then ones that look almost bald like SPD Pink. So my point is, I got away from myself there, is that that's definitely one I could see them wanting to fix. So it's exciting we'll be able to complete the Core 7, but what if they do redos of them? And it could take a while to do a redo of all Core 5 SPD Rangers. I'm trying to think of the ones you want to redo the most. I mean, I think Shadow's okay. I don't think Shadows looks that bad. I think it's pretty decent for a very early Lightning Collection. But anyway, that's the only thing of note to talk about in regards to that is, you know, we're getting the Core 7, and there's a possibility we could redo them in the future. Again, that's sheer speculation. Maybe they're only doing the remasters for mmpr. At the very least, I'm going to guess that they're going to focus on mmpr, but that certainly opens the door to do fixed versions later. I mean, even before this remaster one, they were already doing fixed versions of stuff like mmpr Black. Not to mention, as I've gone over in previous videos, if you've ever collected or even followed Hasbro's other lines of a similar vein, such as Marvel or Star Wars, they do this stuff all the time and released updated figures. So anyway, I wanted to talk about that. The main thing I wanted to talk about, though, was this interesting other one is the Invisible Phantom Ranger. That sounds like a headline for a circus. Introducing the Invisible Phantom Ranger. This represents, like, you know, his mode when he goes invisible in the show, which he did a handful of times in Turbo. So it's not as if this isn't a mode that doesn't make sense. It's not like they're randomly doing, you know, a clear repaint. Like, oh, it's all of a sudden, you know, a translucent mmpr red. You know, sometimes toy lines will do that. For whatever reason, whenever I think about that, I go back to Ben 10, which did that randomly. I'm like, dude, you have so many aliens and you're doing a translucent green swamp fire, what the hell? But bottom line is it's not like they're just doing a rando figure. Or like the metallic mmpr Pink, you know? Or not the metallic, excuse me, that's right. The comic one, the comic color one, but you can just do an actual comic version. Why? Why? Anyway, I'm over it. But I'm not really. The point is, it's not like it's just a random repaint for repaint's sake. It does have context in the show. But it also feels like, and I'm not mad at this release, I want to get that out of the way right away. I just have funny mixed thoughts on it, that's all. Because it feels kind of like one of those things you release when you're like kind of done with options. Like you're like, oh man, we're at the bottom of the barrel here. What can we do before we start doing repaints and remolds or remasters? Well, let's do Invisible Phantom Ranger. So I'm not mad at it. And in a way, it's kind of a cool, unique, nice release. But that being said, just for me personally, you got the Morphonaut right there. I get that, I mean, I guess Invisible Phantom Ranger might click with more casuals than the Morphonaut, but the Morphonaut is my favorite version of the Phantom Ranger suit. I'm a sucker for the white base Toku suits. The white gold is a really cool combo. I just really like the Morphonaut suit. So I would have liked to have seen that first because I feel it's more of a concrete option for a release and it's not the bottom of the barrel. But anyway, it does give me hope that we could get the Morphonaut though. Even if it's like an exclusive or something, I certainly hope we do see that. But I just thought that was funny and I wanted to address that because I was just thinking not too long ago, I'm like, I really hope we do Morphonaut someday. And then like all of a sudden they do Invisible Phantom Ranger. And at first I thought it was Morphonaut, and then I was disappointed. I'm like, is it the Invisible Phantom Ranger? It's like, nope. Just Chuck Testa with another Invisible Phantom Ranger. But anyway, I wanted to cover those because there's some interesting releases. Let me know what you guys think of these releases in the comments as always. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you can get notifications for my videos. Dawson Ryder, signing out.